Hey, good evening, folks. I'm going to go ahead and start prepping for dinner tomorrow night. We're going to have a chuck roast. As you can see, I got two big boys right here. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to start trimming some of the fat off of this so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. We're going to get it seasoned up. We're going to get it ready, get it put in the fridge so it can sweat out and really absorb all that seasonings that we put in there. And for the seasonings we're going to use, of course, we're going to use Meat Church Barbecue here. Holy Voodoo. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with Meat Church programming and his seasonings that he uses. Fantastic. And then we're going to use some holy garlic on there as well by Fire and Smoke. So that's how we're going to start off. I'm going to go ahead and start cutting some of this. There's not a lot of fat on here. I got to trim off. But what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to peel off any overhanging fat that you can see, any large amounts of fat here on the side. Got beautiful marbling on here, so yeah, we're gonna have some really good flavor in this piece of meat. This one here, again, doesn't have a whole lot. We're probably gonna thin this out here quite a bit. And then, yeah, there's really not a whole lot of fat. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back with you. Okay, so we got everything cut off, all the ends and pieces that are just going to burn anyway in the smoker. Trimmed off a little bit of the fat off the sides, that way there's nothing overhanging. First thing we're going to start with is the holy garlic by Fire and Smoke. We want to make sure we get a nice layer of pepper and garlic on here, some salt. What's going to end up happening is this is going to sweat out, and what's going to happen is the juices from the meat is going to dissolve all that salt, and it's going to pull it right back into the meat, make it really tender, really great flavor. So that's what we're going to start off with. So we don't want to be afraid to put any on there. It's a big piece of meat, so be very liberal about it. And this is very coarse, so you're going to want to do once you put this on there is you're going to, don't be afraid, you're going to push it down. That way it sticks with the meat. I'm going to do the same thing with this one here. And make sure you get all the sides and the ends. Push it down. Okay, got plenty of the holy garlic on there. We're gonna move on to what, this is Holy Voodoo. Now, this has a sweet, almost kind of a spicy flavor to it as well, but mixed in with the holy garlic, putting on the smoker, everything kind of melding together is gonna take away a lot of that heat. It's gonna be more of a sweet heat. So I think those that have a sensitive palate, like myself, I think we're gonna be okay with it. And again, it's a large piece of meat. Don't be afraid to really season it up. And this chuck roast has some really great marbling on it too, so I'm pretty excited to try this out tomorrow night when I get home from work and see how she turns out. Okay, so we got her all seasoned up. She's ready to go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end up wrapping this up into aluminum foil. We're gonna protect all those juices that are gonna end up coming out from the seasoning tonight. Once it starts to sweat, we're gonna keep it in the fridge. Tomorrow morning, I'll put this on the Pit Boss. Okay, so we have this all seasoned up and ready to go. as I said, we're gonna wrap this up in aluminum foil. We're gonna put it in the fridge and let it sit overnight. It's gonna sweat. It's gonna create a lot of great juices that we want to let it kind of absorb overnight. I'm gonna put it on the Pit Boss around 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning. My wife will end up wrapping it in aluminum foil roughly 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard. I'll be at work. Thank you, Pit Boss, with the ability and the luxury to control the smoke and the temperature from my work, and then be able to monitor it from there. And then my wife will also remove the foil. I figure these two big pieces of chuck roast will end up being roughly 8 hours, 9 hours before it's done. So by the time I get home from work, these should be ready to go, ready to feed our family. I'll come back live again tomorrow morning, so you guys, or I'm sorry, yeah, tomorrow morning, so you guys can see how my process and how I do this, and then I'll come back on when I get home from work, and you guys can see the finished product. All right, stay tuned for part 2. Thanks a lot.